We used to talk. Well, we still do. A lot.
Yeah.
Not during tax season, though.
We can't go to bed without talking.
I know, and we stay up all night sometimes because we're too busy talking. Then you say, turn the lights off.
Because there comes a time where I just need the lights off.
It's time for bed.
It's time for bed.
All right, so are you ready?
I am ready.
Let me see where to start from this. Mine's going to be a little bit longer, okay?
Okay.
Some of my favorite songs. Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Neil Young. Last Night I Dreamed That Somebody Loved Me by The Smiths. Call Me by Aretha Franklin. I Don't Want to Talk About It by anybody. And then there's Love Hurts and When Love Breaks Down and How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? And The Speed of the Sound of Loneliness and She's Gone and I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself. And some of these songs I have listened to around once a week on average, 300 times in the first month, every now and again thereafter, since I was 16 or 19 or 21. How can that not leave you bruised somewhere? How can that not turn you into some sort of person liable to break into little bits when your first love goes all wrong? What came first, the music or the industry? Did I listen to music because I was miserable, or was I miserable because I listened to music? Do all those records turn you into a melancholy person? People worry about kids playing with guns and teenagers watching violent videos. We are scared that some sort of culture of violence will take them over. Nobody worries about kids listening to thousands, literally thousands, of songs about broken hearts and rejection and pain and misery and loss. The unhappiest people I know, romantically speaking, are the ones who like pop music the most. And I don't know whether pop music has caused this unhappiness, but I do know that they've been listening to the sad songs longer than they've been living the unhappy lives.
That is fascinating to think about.
Yeah.
I see why my musically minded baby likes that movie the most.
Because it's, just so you know, it's from High Fidelity, the Nick Hornby book, because on Roosevelt Rebel this week, I will be speaking about this.
Yeah.
And so you'll hear it again if you even listen to Roosevelt Rebel, which, hope you do. Check it out.
You should. It's a good one.
And so, what do you think about that quote? Do you think that there should be a warning label for people listening to sad songs?
Well, I think music is what you take away from it, and if you're really self-aware, you'll recognize that it's a song that's speaking to something within you, and you're gonna let it help heal you, say the words that you can't say for yourself, instead of letting it tear you down.
I like listening to sad music.
I do too.
And I get made fun of about that. Because, and all I can write is sad songs. Like, I'm a happy bitch right now. This relationship is the happiest relationship ever. And I cannot write a song at all because I'm so used to writing music being sad or having a love that's not reciprocated. So, but now I do, and I haven't.
Do you still listen to sad music?
Lately, I haven't been listening to much music. I've been reading a lot and watching a lot. So, I need to get back into listening to music because it'll help me. I think with my writing, listening to music again will help me get back to music because I've been not there. So I'll work on that.
You haven't listened to music a whole lot. But I don't listen to music ever, so...
We used to listen to a lot of music before we got together.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Do you not remember your Equinox with your fucking songs all the time?
Oh. Yeah, but when I have other people in the car with me, I normally turn on music because nobody wants to listen to my boring podcasts. Right?
I don't know. I don't even listen to your podcasts. I don't even... You know how long it's been since I've listened to a podcast? It's been fucking forever. Except from our own podcast because we record them and listen to them to make sure they sound okay.
I listen to podcasts every day, all day.
I don't.
I know. That's okay.
I wish I had more time to do things that I love.
I work 12 hours a day and I still listen to... I can listen to my podcasts at work.
Exactly. I work in customer service, so I cannot.
I could listen to my songs if I wanted to at work, but I don't want to because I'll just end up dancing and not paying attention to my tax returns that I'm looking at.
And I love your dancing. I think your coworkers would love it.
Oh my gosh. They would think I'm silly. They do think I'm silly. Sometimes we get into conversations as a group, and it's very silly. I like the people I work with.
I'm hoping that I work with people.
You like some of the people that you work with?
What the fuck? Why did they change this? So my Fitbit is supposed to go off at 8 o'clock and tell me to go to get ready for bed.
Uh-huh.
It's been going off at 9 o'clock now. I'm wondering if I accidentally messed it up sometime.
Maybe you did. So you want to hear my next poem? I have 2 from Emily Dickinson, 1 from Rudyard Kipling, and then a surprise one at the end.
Yes.
Okay. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Hope is one of my favorite things until I read Brene Brown. And then Brene Brown got me thinking about hope in a different way, which, you know, is the pleasure of reading Brene Brown.
Mm.
But I do like thinking of hope as a thing with feathers, because hope is kind of thinking about our future and wanting it to be bright and hoping that things turn out for the best. And it's not necessarily about the past, because you can't hope the past to be better, because that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And you can't hope the present to be better, because that's not going to work either. The only thing you can hope for is the future. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So hope is something that I'm constantly thinking about and constantly refocusing and reimagining in my mind.
Is that Kayla?
No.
Next door's dogs need to shut up.
They always need to shut up.
We don't hear the coyotes anymore.
Because it's not the right season.
Baby, I don't think that's what it is.
You don't think that's what it is?
I think it is that they're killing our desert over there and the coyotes are gone.
Oh my Lanta, I don't think so at all.
No, they're not here. So anyhow, next. Thank you. Next. So it's a little windy outside. We're upstairs in our room. And so the wind is blowing the shades. And so that's why you keep hearing a clinkety clanky. And then the fan is on up in the ceiling. So if you hear that, that's that. And then that damn dog next door. And Amanda's flipping through her book.
Yeah, because I looked up... Emily Dickinson wrote a whole bunch... The way that she wrote is... She just wrote poem after poem after poem. She numbered them. But I can't find the number that I'm looking for. Because the beautiful thing about Emily Dickinson is she has some great lines. And one of her lines reminds me of a man named Eckhart Tolle. And his book... Here it is. And his book is The Power of Now. About not focusing on the past, not focusing on the future, but always remaining present in the right now. And how important that is.
Hey, isn't that what I say?
That is what you say. And way back when, that's what Emily Dickinson said too.
Maybe me and her are homies in our soul lives.
I think you could have been. Damn it, I always forget the numbers. I look them up in the index, then I forget them.
Alright, then I will read something. I don't have anything to read.
Okay, I'm almost there. Yeah, that's why.
I have no poetry around me.
I brought it up from downstairs.
Well, I did not know this.
Because I thought about it this morning, and I thought it would be good.
Yes.
Okay, so forever is composed of nows. 'Tis not a different time except for infiniteness and latitude of home. From this experienced here, remove the dates to these. Let months dissolve in future months, and years exhale in years. Without debate or pause or celebrated days, no different our years would be from Anno Domini's.
The title.
Okay, so I'm sorry about that. My children were being responsible for once in their life, and I was impressed.
No, they're really blowing me away with their responsibility.
Yeah.
They've actually
stepped up,
and they're doing the dishes. We haven't had to do, well, tonight you did because Elias said he had a headache. And they've been doing their chores. So it's kind of creepy.
Yes,
Maybe they can stick with it.
We'll see. But I like that poem just because of that first line. Forever is made up of nows. Do you think that's true?
Forever what?
Forever is made up of nows.
Yes.
Yes. So the last one that I want to read is by a guy named Rudyard Kipling. And I really like Rudyard Kipling only for the singular reason that Stephen Baxter wrote a book series called Time's End. And in this book series, what happens was time fragmented. And so in present time, you also got the future time, and then you got past. And you had some big names from the past. And one of the biggest names, that was one of the main characters, was Rudyard Kipling. And he was such a cute character, and I really loved that book. So, kind of gave me a soft spot for him. But anyway, so this is a little bit longer one, but it's still a good one. Makes you think. It's called If. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about don't deal in lies, or being hated don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build 'em up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will that says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose your common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men with you count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distant run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. I like that one.
Why?
Because it kind of, the virtues and the things that he says are important, are still important. Didn't change. I mean, if you break it down, some of the ideas that he has in there, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. So if you can look at everything that happens as great and everything that's a disaster, and know that they're two sides of the same coin, and treat them the same way. I mean, how long do we hold on to our successes? Why do we hold on for failures that long? We move on to the next thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should.